Welcome to the So She Did podcast, the place to be for inspiration, empowerment, and creating the life you love. And today I have a very, very special guest. We have Miss Adena Jay. She will be joining us today. She is the owner of Adena Jay Designs and Lush by Adena Jay. And today we're going to be talking about the power of just doing it, just getting started with whatever it is that your dreams are. Thank you so much for joining me today, Adena. I really appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
So Adena is somebody that I follow on Instagram. We have never met, never really talked. Like I inboxed her. I got a cup from you one time, the Minding My Black Business cup. That's actually how I started following you because someone else got the cup. And then I was like, that's hot. I want that cup. So then I got the cup. And then I started following her on Instagram. And I was telling Adena before we started recording that she's just one of those people where, you know, when you're scrolling through Instagram, you can actually stop and read her captions. And if it's like a long caption, that means that she really has something to say and you're actually going to get something out of it. So I actually enjoy following her on Instagram. So just tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got into entrepreneurship.
Well, thank you so much for the warm welcome. Like you said, I'm Adena Jay. Adena Jay Designs is my business. I actually started my business out of like a desperation for needing more. I was, had a 9-to-5. I was in my career, finishing my master's degree, and I was just still like not feeling so great and, just kind of reaching for more. And so my wife just bought me a vinyl cutter one day and I just started, jumping into it, and it just kind of snowballed from there. It was not intentional at all. I just kind of fell into it, to be honest. And that's where I am now.
That's awesome. Honestly, for a lot of people, especially during quarantine and COVID and everything, I feel like that's actually a lot of people's story now. That they just weren't feeling fulfilled anymore. I know that that's how I ended up leaving my 9-to-5 and pursuing my business, was because I started to feel unfulfilled, and I felt like there was more. And I just wanted to go after whatever more looked like for me. So what makes you feel inspired?
What makes me feel inspired? A lot of things. I have a great relationship with God, and between myself and my wife, we're kind of like a team. So we definitely tag team each other in, help each other out, motivate each other. But really what inspires me is just wanting to build a legacy, build something bigger than myself, something that I could physically see, and then that my family could possibly benefit from years down the line, unborn children and all that stuff.
That's beautiful, especially the legacy aspect of it, because I think that was part of the reason why I ended up leaving my job, was because it's like, what are they going to say, like to my grandkids? Like, grandmom, she worked a good job and she stayed there until she retired. And, it's like, no, I want them to, say, Shay did this and she did that and she helped this person and helped that person. I definitely love the idea of leaving a legacy behind, especially something that, your family could benefit from. I think that's so important.
Especially also because growing up, speak for myself personally, I didn't see entrepreneurship, especially in our community. So, just building something that's different and something that I could say like, hey, I really did do that. Or, my kids one day will say, my mom, she really did this and she did that. And, it's so cool. So someone else they have to look up to and, do something different. Not to say that the 9-to-5 isn't good, because there's plenty of benefits that come with the 9-to-5 that may outweigh entrepreneurship on some days. But yeah, just to build something greater than myself.
So what would you say to somebody who is looking to start their entrepreneurial journey and they don't know where to start at? They may have cold feet about it. What type of advice would you give them?
I would just say to really just start. I mean, you don't need to have a plan necessarily, as long as it's something that you love and it's something that you feel confident in. Just start doing it, and then you kind of build a plan as you go. It's like you just jump into the water and you just find, whatever can help you float as you're going. A
Yeah.
lot of people will say like, oh, I quit my job and I did all this stuff, and that's not for everyone. So I never want to tell anyone to just quit your job and be an entrepreneur, because we have bills that need to be paid and things like that. But I would say just put one foot in front of the other and just jump in.
That's
Figure everything out on the back end.
yeah. As you go along. And like you were saying earlier, that is something that any entrepreneur deals with. Like every day we just learn more and
Yes.
more and more as we go along. I know that I'm always learning something new, whether it's from a podcast that I listened to, or a YouTube video I watched, or an
Right.
Instagram post that I saw. I'm always learning something new. And
Right.
a lot of it, ends up pertaining to an aspect of like my business life.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So a lot of people are scared because they feel like their target market of whatever it is that they want to do is so saturated. And we know that, again, going back to COVID, a lot of markets are like overly saturated now
Mm-hmm.
because of, everybody wanting to start their little side hustle or start their business. So what is something that you would tell them?
Mm-hmm. So honestly, there's over 7 billion people in the world.
Mm.
So, I read a post before on, again, like you said, always learning on social media, on YouTube and all these things. And it was like, when you go into the supermarket and you walk down the bread aisle, the whole aisle is filled with bread. The whole aisle is filled with bread. But you can't say like, oh, the market is oversaturated, because you choose what you want to buy. You choose the
Mm-hmm.
bread that you like, but still the aisle is filled with bread. So I would just say, if it's something that you love and it's something that you're passionate about, to just do it. And no one can do it the way that you do it. So yeah, someone may be selling shirt, they're doing it differently, or they might have a different t-shirt, they might have different slogans, or whatever the case is. You just find what makes you stand out, and that's what's going to make your target market open up.
That's good. That's really, really good. So what is something
Mhm.
that you do to continue to learn in order not to feel stagnant within your now multiple businesses that you have?
Yeah, honestly, I call it YouTube University.
Oh
I
my
am
God,
like
I
a
do too.
YouTube Yes, like Google and YouTube are literally my best friends. I pretty much am self-taught everything. I did get certified to become a lash artist, because that's a little bit different realm of
Yeah.
creativity and artistry. But and even that, everyone is doing something on YouTube. I mean, the Facebook groups. There's thousands of Facebook groups that are for anything you can think of. They're always helping, and always, you're always learning from those things. So I would say definitely YouTube University. And if you're on Facebook, get into some Facebook groups that are targeted to what you're looking to do, because I guarantee you there is so much knowledge in those groups just alone.
Yeah, I think that especially the Facebook groups, they play a big part in my development as not just a business owner, but as a person, because you get to meet different people
Mm-hmm.
from all walks of life that, like you said earlier, no one does what you do like you do. So everybody does things
Yeah.
differently. So you're able just to expand your knowledge with those Facebook groups. And it allows
Mm-hmm.
you to just continuously learn. One thing my mom always said to me is, you never want to be the smartest person in the room, because once you're the smartest person in the room, you're not learning
Right.
anymore. Now you're just giving, but you're not receiving anything
Exactly.
in return. So I think that the Facebook
Right.
groups are
Right.
definitely key to keep expanding
Mm-hmm.
your knowledge. So what's one thing that you
Yeah, and
wish you
I've
would
met
have
a lot
known?
of great women in some of those Facebook market group,
Oh
Facebook groups.
yeah.
I've met a lot of great people. I even have, like, I call them my craft besties, and like we talk all the time. Like I talk to them more than, I talk to my friends who live over here. So it is very beneficial to be around like-minded people who are trying to do similar things, because you gain a lot of knowledge from them.
Yeah, absolutely. So what is one thing about entrepreneurship you wish you would have known before you got into it?
That it is all day, every day. Like literally all day, every day. It's like it's funny because I was talking to my friend and I said, I quit the 9 to 5 to work the 9 to forever, because it's like I'm in my studio pretty much like 12, 16 hours a day. I mean, it just doesn't stop. And then when you're not working, you're always trying to, work your social media, post things, be engaging, have people engage with you. And then your DMs, I'm always getting a DM probably every single day at least, about, something to make, or, so it's really, it's really a never ending thing.
Yeah,
It's a never ever ending job. You just work all day long.
I feel like entrepreneurship is definitely not for the faint of heart at all. It's really not. I know when I left
Mhm.
my job to go full time, I knew that, I would spend quite a good amount of time in my office, but I was like, what in the world?
Exactly.
I'm like,
Right. It's
this
like,
is
don't take a break.
crazy.
Yeah, it's so
Exactly. I'm like not allowing myself to have break. I'm like, at least at my office, I used to get an hour break. I'm not even
right.
giving myself a break. I'm forgetting to eat. Like, this is
Yes,
crazy.
it's real. It's real. Yeah, it definitely is something different.
Yeah. So let's talk about your upcoming projects or anything new. I know that the Lush by Adena Jay is brand new. So talk about that. What inspired you, or what made you want to start doing lashes? Are you currently taking appointments? And also talk about design, Adena Jay Designs and the different custom work that you do for people.
Yeah, so I actually got certified to be a lash artist last December. So it's been almost a year, and it's incredible because I got certified in December. January, I went to Bali, and then I went to Thailand. So
Wow.
I was away for 2 weeks. I came back to a global pandemic. So everything was just like came to a screeching halt. And I just didn't obviously feel comfortable with,
Yeah.
doing lashes. You didn't know about COVID. It was just a hot mess. So since things have gotten a little bit better, I mean, they're not great, but they have gotten a little bit better. I have started taking what I call my Lush models, and I'm taking them at a discounted rate temporarily, for just to, do the lashes, show them on my Instagram, and just kind of, build up some clientele that way. But I started Lush by Adena Jay because I myself get my lashes done, and I've been getting them done for, I think, a little bit over a year and a half maybe now. But it's something that I just love so much, and it just makes me feel so good. So I'm not the kind of girl that likes the, the Birkin bags and the Fendi and, all that kind of stuff. But the one thing I do like is to get my lashes done. So it's like I'll trade everything else. I don't do my nails. I rarely get my hair professionally done, but my lashes is definitely something I'll spend money on. So I just love them so much, and I said, I want to learn how to do this. It would be really awesome to, give someone that feeling of just feeling like you just love the way you look. So I reached out, got into a class. It was an all-day class, and I'm gonna, continue doing, different classes to keep building my skill. But yeah, so it's something that's slowly growing, but it's really fun.
That's awesome. And what is the Instagram for your lashes?
It's Lush _ by Adena Jay.
Okay. And let's talk about design Adena Jay Designs. Let's talk about
Mhm.
Adena Jay Designs. I've seen her work on Instagram all the time, and I still need to order my tumbler. I was going to order one, and then I forgot. I need to get my tumbler done because these tumblers that this girl, let me tell y'all something. They are on a whole nother level. They are
My
blinged
tumbler here
out.
too.
Yes. They are so
Yeah.
blinged out. Like it will definitely stand out, especially if you get your business information on it, like your personal.
Hmm.
And then you know people are gonna be like, where you get your cup from? And they see your business logo and
Right.
all of that.
Yeah.
So I love that. So let's talk
Uh-huh.
about Adena J Designs. What made you want to get into the craft sector, and what are some of the things that you offer to people?
So I've pretty much been crafting my whole life. I used to make scrapbooks, which was something that I love to do. And it was funny because when I met my wife, I didn't do any crafts at all. I just had a room full of craft stuff, but I wasn't crafting. And she used to always say, like, you call yourself a crafter, but like, I never see you do any crafts. And I'm like, trust me, I know I am a crafter. I can make anything. And then once I started, she was like, "Oh wow, like
You
you were
can.
right. This is crazy. I didn't know you had so much talent." And I'm like, "Listen, you should have listened the first time I told you." But yeah, no, just from that, and like I said, I used to make scrapbooks, which nowadays is something that probably no one's ever heard of, but now I'm making more so like the tumblers. I love making tumblers for like my entrepreneurial like women and boss girls. I love making tumblers for them with their business logo because it is something that you use every day. I use my tumbler every single day. And if I go somewhere, 9 times out of 10, someone sees it and they
Yeah.
ask me about it. Oh, what is that? Or you're, and then that's an opportunity for you to talk about your business, an opportunity you may not have had before.
Yeah.
So I love making tumblers. I make pretty much everything. And that's one thing I'm going to streamline in 2021 is to kind of cut back on some of the things that I offer. But yeah, the tumblers, t-shirts are a main thing. I do custom t-shirts, wood signs. I make tumblers. I actually just made a door wreath the other day. So I kind of, can make a lot of things.
Make
But
anything.
the majority that I make are like the mugs, the
Yeah.
tumblers, and the t-shirts. Those are my popular items.
So one more question, and it's a question I ask all of my guests. Where do you see yourself in 3 to 5 years? And you can be as vague, as specific, as unsure as you want to be.
Yeah, in 3 to 4 years, I would hope to, I mean, personally, I'll give you a personal 3 to 5 years and a professional 3 to 5 years. So personally, I hope to be building a family in three to 5 years, or you said 3 to 4 or 3 to 5 years. Professionally, I really want to continue to build my business. Definitely build more on Lush. I hope by then I'll have like a fully booked calendar, clients coming every day, doing their lashes, and just maybe even having my own like lash line or something
Ooh,
along those lines. But yeah, I think 2021 will be the realignment of Adena Jay Designs, and then
awesome.
the growth of Lush.
That's awesome. So what is your social media? Where can people find you for Adena J Designs and also for Lush?
So my social media on Facebook and Instagram is Adena Jay Designs. That's Adena Jay Designs. And then I am only on Instagram. Oh, I'm also on TikTok. I forgot. I'm on TikTok too. So TikTok is Adena Jay Designs also. And then I don't post a lot of TikToks because I'm not that great at it, but I'm getting better. And then for Lush, I'm just on Instagram, which is _Adena Jay.
Thank you so, 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 so much for coming on the show, Adena. I really, really appreciate it. And it was
Thank you.
great talking to you.
Oh, thank you so much.